You guys stay hydrated because we're taking a look at a fish man. My pipe's busted this morning. Dudes, welcome back to another video. I am very excited to be here, and I hope you guys are too. It's been very interesting past couple days, but we're here again doing another review like we usually do. And today we're taking a look at a figure that I personally have been pretty excited for. Mainly because it just looks awesome to me, and yeah, it's decent. It's a pretty cool figure. Maybe not from a cool movie, but it's Aquaman. We're talking about Aquaman today. So this Aquaman comes from the newest Aquaman movie and the sadly last film of the DCEU franchise, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Is that what it is? I don't remember what the title is. Apparently it didn't do well, and that marks the end for the DCEU, and it sucks because I honestly really liked the DCEU until they just didn't figure out where it was going. So it's just kind of down in the gutter now. I haven't even seen Aquaman yet. It's just like it looked okay. It looked decent, but it's like, why would I waste my time going to the theater when I know just there's nothing gonna come out of this, you know? But yeah, I was excited, but also at the same time, it's whatever. But at least we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's like my favorite superhero movie. Hate me all you want. I know a lot of people don't really care for that, but it's one of my personal favorites. And it just leaves you on a cliffhanger that wants you more. But I think it's a nice way to kind of just give us a little bit of closure, just to kind of, gave us what we wanted in the first place, to see Zack Snyder's like vision for the Justice League stuff come to life. And we got that. And even though it didn't really lead anywhere in the end, at least we got it. And it was pretty dope. So I'm pretty happy with what we got. And yeah, this is the Aquaman figure that I've been wanting for a while, because this one, unlike the Justice League one, I love this outfit. The Justice League outfit was okay, especially for the Mcfarlane figure, but this one just looks 10 times better, because I just love that classic look while being a bit more modern as well. I think it's super, super cool. And yeah, that's why I really wanted it. So he's going to be replacing my Justice League Aquaman. So yeah, let's get into this figure. We'll take a look at the box. No unboxing, I already unboxed the figure, but we'll take a look at the box either way. Take a look at the actual figure, and then we'll end the video pretty much like we usually do. Alright, strap in, get in your little submarine, and let's go down to the depths of this review. That sounded a bit better in my head, but it is decent, I guess. So here is the box itself. Super simple. It's pretty much the exact same thing you get with almost every single Mcfarlane figure. But it does have a little bit of differences. You got the Lost Kingdom right there, Lost Kingdom right there, Lost Kingdom right there, Aquaman, and that's pretty much it. It's basically very simple. The only special thing about this thing is the back of the box, which is a very nice image of Aquaman. I actually really do like the way this looks. Very nice little drawing, and we'll be seeing this image pop up in a second. But yeah, that's basically the entire packaging. Pretty standard with Mcfarlane figures, but it is really cool. So moving on to accessories. So for accessories, he pretty much comes with everything you see pretty much on the table. Like I said, we'd be taking a look at this image sooner or later. So here it is right here, the card for Aquaman, which is pretty decent. It's very cut down because you don't see the gloves anymore, but it still is a very nice piece of card. I do like it when they do the actual just a different image that's accurate to the figure and what it's like representing. So I think this does a really nice job instead of like the traditional action figure cards that we get, which I don't really care for. So I'm glad they went this route. You can see Aquaman, Aquaman and the Last Kingdom, and you have some information, the data file in the back, which you can pretty much pause that and read for yourself if you want to, but it's pretty decent, not too bad. That's basically the card right there. And of course, every single McFarlane figure has to come with the DC display stand, because why not? That's pretty much a given when you get these McFarlane figures. You also do get the trident, which is actually pretty decent. I kind of do like the sculpting. It's really, really cool. See, there's kind of some writing on there, which is pretty decent, or that's just kind of texturing. Either way, it's pretty cool. But it's a pretty decent, trident. It's pretty cool. I do kind of like the bronze look to it. Wish it was a little bit more like metallic-y. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, that's basically the trident. It's pretty cool. But we do get some more stuff. We actually have extra hands this time. So you get 2 splayed out hands, which is pretty interesting. It's gonna be fun to try and figure out what to use these for poses. Of course, you get the standard kind of grabby hand because he's got to hold the trident, and then you got the balled up fist hand, which is already pre-installed on the figure. But taking a look at the actual hand that we have right here in front of us, it's actually really cool looking because there is a lot of texturing, which I think is really dope. The other hands have this as well. Very nice kind of scaly texture that they have right here. And on the back too, it's a little bit more armored up. But it looks neat, and I really do like the paint that they went with. This kind of dark metallic green. I think that's very, very nice, and all the fingers are pretty much all there from what I can tell. And it's pretty much the exact same thing with this hand as well. So with all of the accessories out of the way, let's take a look at Aquaman himself. So the figure standing right in front of us, I will say, is very nice. Yeah, I absolutely love the way it looks. He definitely he's got some presence to him. I absolutely love the sculpting. The whole proportions actually look really neat to me. I love just the entire armor. I think it looks really nice. I love how colorful he is. He really will stand out amongst the other Justice League members because they're kind of more of a darker tone. I think Wonder Woman is the only exception because she's got some color into them that are pretty bright. But, for the other members, the Flash has a dark red, Superman, Batman are wearing black, and then you have Cyborg that's this kind of very gunmetal gray. So having Arthur here really will make up for that. But I really do like the way it looks. Just this sculpting is like probably the best on this figure. Probably my favorite part of this figure. Sculpting and the painting is honestly not that bad. I will say though, I really do wish that it was a bit different. Let's grab the trident. This whole part right here I think should be kind of a gold. This whole torso is very nice and I really do like it. And it actually looks really nice on the camera, but I think that it needs to be maybe a mix of like a dark would it be like a dark orange and a gold. I think that would be the best bet to go about doing the armor, but that's going to take a little bit of time to actually do. And then of course the armor here, I know that the pants are a bit different than the actual like armored boots and gloves, so that's going to be a little different to do, but I do like it. You can see that there's a lot of texturing on him, bringing him up close a little bit so we can see what we're going at. Starting off with the head sculpt. The head sculpt is actually really nice. I do like the way the head sculpt looks. On camera, it looks really nice. I will say the skin tone is not as as pretty much lively as the figure in person is. But it does look very nice. I do like the sculpting. What I really do like is the hair. From the original Aquaman figure, the hair was pretty much dangled on both sides, which kind of made posing the head very limited. But since he's got this kind of strand here, this one in the back, and also it's very flexible, he can pretty much get a nice range, but we'll take a look at that while we do the posability segment. But it's very nice. These little shoulder pads are made of rubber, and just the entire torso looks very nice. And there it is from the back as well. And of course, he's got this kind of belt, I guess, look to him. The gloves, very nicely detailed. I really do like the way that looks. The pants, I like all the scaling and stuff. And the same with the boots as well. Very nice figure, I will say. This is a very, very good figure for Mcfarlane to do. Even though, probably nobody really cared for the movie, the figures we got were actually pretty decent. And there's some decent figures that they did for the movie, and pretty much all of them seem pretty well accurate to the movie. But sadly, I don't really feel the need to get them because I already have a Black Manta that is 10 times better than the one we got already, because I just love the way mine looks more than the newest one looks. But this is really cool. I really do like the way this looks. It just definitely needs a tiny bit of a paint job, but even then, the stock paint is actually very nice. So I want to just talk about the posability real quick before we move on to the other stuff. The posability is very nice. The head can look down that far and up that far. It's got a little bit of a swivel, of course, side to side because it's on a ball joint. I will say, just for a second, the head is very accurate. I think it does look like Jason Momoa, but from certain views, it really doesn't. But there are some parts where you can actually see the actor, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. And since these little shoulder pieces are made of rubber, the arm can go out very far. It's also on a butterfly joint, which I think is very nice. He also got the swivel at the bicep there. He's got the double bend at the elbow, and he's got the swivel at the hand with the hinge joint, of course. One thing that I will complain about, which we'll get to in a minute, is this hand. But again, we'll get to that when we actually put the trident on him. But you can swivel the torso and, of course, swivel the waist as well. He does have a very nice spread. These little rubber parts are made of rubber, hence the name, the rubber parts that I just said, which gives them a lot more spreadage. Leg can go out that far and back that far, and since he's got a rubber booty, it can pretty much go pretty far. So that's nice. He's got a double bend at the knee, the hinge joint at the foot, hinge joint at the toe, and you can pretty much fake a pivot if you need to. So really, posability is very nice on him. So this is what I'm going to allude to real quick. So the hand, which is this hand, of course you get the closed fist hand, which is very nice. And you get this open hand as well to fit the actual trident. But getting the trident in there is pretty difficult. And yeah, the connection is not the tightest from the joint, from the connection to the arm and the peg, which sucks. And when you try to get the actual arm in there, you can see that there is a bit of a strain right there, which really, really does suck. And hopefully this hasn't really been blurry. So there we go. So getting this on is very, very tough. And something that I'm not a fan of is that these fingers are not made of rubber. There's so much rubber parts on this figure, and the hands aren't, which means it's pretty much in that tight pose. And there is a Stormtrooper figure that had this exact same problem, that sadly moving his fingers is impossible now because they're now broken. So the best thing to do with this is to heat it up and go about moving it like that. But even then, it looks weird still. So now that we got the fingers nice and kind of gummy-like, we can now put on the actual trident, which the trident is definitely not coming out of the hand, but it sucks still because you still got to get past this weak-ass connection from the arm, and then you got to get past the thumb and the finger. But that connection is just horrible. I really don't like that. It keeps his pose, which is nice, but it's not great. And yeah, that just doesn't look It's just not right. But something that also isn't right is the way he's holding the trident. You'd think if you're holding a trident, you'd want like a nice firm grip on it and not whatever the hell this is. And also his fingers just look like they're kind of broken. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the fingers do not look right. You know, it just doesn't look okay. But you can see that even these three fingers here are very long compared to the index figure, which is just odd looking. I don't know. It might be just me, but it just looks so weird and I don't understand it. But the trident does stay in his hand, which is pretty much all I really care about. So yeah, with all that posability, he can hold some pretty decent poses, and I actually really like messing around with him because the joints do feel very nice and smooth. If it wasn't for that hand, I think this would have been a perfect figure, really. There's some just inconsistencies, but really the figure is not bad at all. I love handling him. He looks awesome. Honestly, I think he might be the best figure out of the Justice League set. But I think maybe a close second compared to the Wonder Woman. These two are probably the best out of our Justice League wave. And I think a good third place would be probably Barry Allen, or it actually might be Cyborg as well. I do think that some improvements can be made with Superman. Mainly just that face. It just looks so weird. And maybe Batman as well. Batman does need some improvements, but we are getting a new Batman figure, which is going to be awesome. Now for our size comparison, here is Aquaman next to Superman. Here he is next to Batman. Here he is next to Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and the Flash. And that's pretty much the entire Justice League. And of course, here he is next to Black Manta, which you can't go wrong with these two. These two actually look very nice together. I really do like displaying them is actually going to be really cool. Again, he needs some updates on his armor, but I really do like the big differences between them. And you got a man in just this like nice Atlantean armor, and then you have the main bad guy in all black with hints of blue and this like, you know, alien-like armor, which is really cool. I don't know. I just really like the way these two look together. It's dope. So, final really thoughts on this figure. I think he's great. He's definitely one of my top 10 McFarlane figures, I think. I think the painting is pretty much great. I love the way the painting looks, and the sculpting is pretty good. Now, with the painting, I need to do a little bit of updates, but with sculpting, I think it's perfect. Maybe except for that one hand, and that's pretty much it. For accuracy, it looks like Aquaman. It looks like Aquaman in his armor, so I appreciate that. And quality actually is very good on this figure. And if it wasn't for that hand, and if it would stay into the socket, it would have been perfect for overall. But, you know, overall, I think I am giving this figure a nice 4.1 out of 5. And that makes it the highest figure that I have rated for the month so far. You know, we still got one more figure to get through for the month, but yeah, that's the verdict. That's my scoring. So I'm happy with that. So this figure is definitely worth it to me. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about this figure. If you guys have it, if you guys are going to plan to pick him up. But yeah, I do suggest getting him. He's really cool. I know there's like a bunch of other versions of Aquaman for this movie, but this one's definitely the superior one because it just looks awesome, and it's that classic armor, so it just looks cool in this modern day look. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys on the last review for January. It feels like it's been going slow, but also it's already here. We're already at the last video of the month coming up soon, so it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to move on to February, but it's been fun. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, now it's time to clean up all of my mess real quick. Put them all back to their proper spots. What? Yeah, it's been a while since we looked at an actual Cad Bane figure. We'll do this for you, buddy. Just for you. So next week, we'll be taking a look at the Bad Batch Cad Bane.